September 26th, 1915. No television, no radio broadcast, no National Football League. Just a field, a football, and a city beginning something it doesn't even realize yet. This is Buffalo football before the National Football League. And today we go back to the very beginning. In 1915, football was just being defined. The forward pass exists, but barely. Equipment was minimal. The game was built on toughness and field position. In Buffalo, a team known simply as the All Buffalo 11 prepared to take the field. Their opponent, the Tonawanda Frontiers, a local rival just outside the city, and the first recorded opponent in Buffalo's professional football story. The game would be played at the Velodrome, scheduled for 3 o'clock, whether it rained or not. Headline the next day read, All Buffalo wins first game, 7-0. And just beneath it, defeats Tonawanda Frontiers by 1 touchdown on poor field. Poor field, covered in mud and water. This wasn't clean football. This was survival. Before about 500 spectators, the All Buffalo 11 took the field against Tonawanda. Early in the game, the visitors got the jump, but Buffalo quickly settled in, working the ball down the field, not with speed, not with flash, but with steady, grinding gains. The defining drive began to take shape. Jeffrey carried the ball to the Tonawanda 40-yard line. Dooley followed with a strong gain of 20 yards, and then Henneman sent around left end for the first touchdown in Buffalo professional history. 7-0, and that would be enough. The report made something else clear. Buffalo may have scored a dozen touchdowns, if not for the conditions of the field. Mud, water, unstable footing. This wasn't just a game against Tonawanda. It was a game against the elements. This is a look at the All Buffalo's playing field. It was the Velodrome. It was actually a race course for bicyclists. They play the game in the middle of the field. Even here, in 1915, you can see the game evolving. The third period featured attempts at open play, but even forward passes have an interception stop the momentum, forcing Buffalo back to what worked: control, toughness, and execution. Now let's take a look at where Buffalo stands. In 1915, there's no formal league, no official standings, no championship structure. Teams operate independently, building schedules and reputations one game at a time. But records still matter. With this win, Buffalo now stands at 1-0. And in a time before standings, that's how you made your name. This is what a football player looked like around 1915. 500 people watched that day in Tonawanda on a muddy field. They saw a 7-0 football game. What they didn't see was the beginning of something that would last for generations. Because long before the National Football League, before the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo football had just begun. September 26, 1915, the first step in a story still being written today.
You're telling me the whole thing starts in the mud? Not a stadium, not lights, mud and water, yeah, dig it! And they still march down the field like that? Jeffrey, Dooley, Henneman, down the field. Those guys didn't need highlight reels, no. They just got it done, yeah. And only 500 people saw it! If that game happens today, the whole city's there! And wait a second. They could have scored a dozen touchdowns. You're telling me Buffalo's been leaving points on the field since 1915? Come on, man! But this is Buffalo football. This is different. It wasn't built in comfort. It wasn't built in conditions. It was built in mud. It was built in rain and eventually snow. Yeah, one game at a time. And that's Buffalo football.